1. George Foreman Grill. I got one as a housewarming gift and used it religiously for about a month. Then it slowly migrated to the back of my kitchen cabinet, gathering dust. The truth is, while these grills were popular in the 90s, they're no longer the kitchen must-have they once were. Most of us have moved on to more versatile cooking methods or healthier options. If your George Foreman grill is sitting unused, it's time to thank it for its service and let it go. 2. Old electronics. We've all got that dryer or box filled with outdated gadgets. Old video cameras that use tapes, computers that take forever to boot up, or stereo systems that have seen better days. These relics of technology past are just taking up space in your home. It's time to move on and embrace the sleek, multifunctional devices of today. Remember, proper recycling is key when disposing of electronics. 3. CDs and DVDs. In this era of streaming and digital storage, physical discs are becoming obsolete. I recently went through my old CD collection and realized I hadn't touched a single one in years. If you don't have a CD or DVD player anymore, or if you've switched to digital formats, it's time to let these go. You can donate them, sell them, or in some cases, transfer the content to digital formats before parting ways. 4. Molds for food. Those cute sandwich molds, novelty ice cube trays, and Jell-O molds seemed like a great idea at the time, didn't they? But let's be honest, how often do you actually use them? These items often end up cluttering your kitchen drawers without adding much value. Unless you're regularly hosting themed parties or have kids who insist on star-shaped sandwiches, it's probably time to bid farewell to these rarely used kitchen gadgets. 5. Formal dishes and fancy cutlery. Many of us have inherited or purchased formal dinnerware and fancy silverware for special occasions. But if these occasions are few and far between, these items are just taking up valuable cabinet space. I had a set of china that I used maybe once a year. Eventually, I realized that my everyday dishes worked just fine for special dinners too. If you're not using your formal dishes or cutlery, consider passing them on to someone who will appreciate them more. 6. Cookbooks and paper recipes. In the age of food blogs and online recipe databases, physical cookbooks are becoming less necessary. While it's nice to keep a few favorites, that stack of cookbooks you never open is just collecting dust. The same goes for loose recipe cards and magazine clippings. I found that digitizing my favorite recipes and storing them in a cloud-based app has made meal planning so much easier. Keep only the recipes you actually use and consider creating a digital recipe collection or a curated binder of favorites. 7. Cookware sets. We've all been guilty of holding onto old platters, punch bowls, and kitchen gadgets that we rarely, if ever, use. That bread maker you got as a wedding gift but used only twice. The melon baller that seemed like a good idea at the time. It's time to be honest about what actually serves a function in your kitchen. Keep the essentials and let go of the rest. Your kitchen will thank you for the extra space. Did you find the video helpful so far? Please consider liking the video and type "I can declutter" in the comments below. And if you're ready to declutter your home, don't forget to join my 7-day declutter challenge, link in the description. 8. Old phone books. Remember when the phone book was delivered to your doorstep every year? Those days are long gone. With mobile phones and online directories at our fingertips, there's no need to hold on to stacks of outdated phone books. If you still receive them, recycle them immediately or opt out of delivery altogether. 9. Business cards. In the age of LinkedIn and digital contact sharing, physical business cards are becoming obsolete. That stack of cards you've collected over the years. It's probably out of date and unnecessary. I used to have a dryer full of business cards, but I realized I never actually referred to them. Instead, I connect with people online where their information is more likely to be current. 10. Framed photos. While family photos are precious, having too many framed pictures can make your space feel cluttered. Instead of cluttering shelves with dozens of frames, consider investing in a digital picture frame. These nifty devices can rotate through hundreds of images, allowing you to enjoy all your favorite photos without the physical clutter. 11. Nostalgic crystal and knickknacks. We all have those items that we've held onto for sentimental reasons. Crystal candy dishes from grandma, souvenirs from past travels, or gifts we feel guilty about discarding. But if these items are just collecting dust and no longer bring you joy, it's okay to let them go. I had a collection of snow globes from various trips, but I realized they were more of a burden to dust than a source of happy memories. Remember, letting go of the item doesn't mean letting go of the memory. 12. Old manuals. In the past, keeping manuals for every appliance and gadget seemed necessary. But in today's digital age, most manuals can be found online. Instead of cluttering your drawers with paper manuals, try finding digital copies when needed. This not only saves space, but makes it easier to find the information you need quickly. 13. Junk drawer calculators. With smartphones serving as powerful calculators, there's no need to keep outdated calculators around. Those solar-powered or battery-operated calculators in your junk drawer. It's time to say goodbye. Your phone can handle everything from simple addition to complex equations. 14. Tablecloths and placemats. Unless you frequently host formal dinners, tablecloths and placemats often end up collecting dust or stains. Modern dining spaces often look cleaner and more stylish without these old-fashioned accessories. If you do need to protect your table, consider using washable placemats or a runner that's easy to clean and store. 15. Teacups and saucers. Unless you're British or regularly host tea parties, those delicate teacups and saucers are probably just taking up space in your cupboard. I inherited a set from my grandmother and felt guilty about not using them. Eventually, I decided to keep one as a memento and donate the rest. If you don't use them, it's time to say goodbye to those unused sets. 16. Doilies. Doilies, those intricate lace mats, were once a staple in many homes. But in modern decor, they often look outdated and collect dust. This is especially true for those oversized doilies meant to protect sofa arms or backs. Unless they hold significant sentimental value, it's time to let these decorative relics go. Congratulations! You've made it halfway through the video, so we have a small gift from our side, which is the free 7-day Declutter Challenge, where you'll get daily checklists to help you declutter step by step. Plus, some exclusive bonuses to keep you motivated along the way. It's only available for a limited time, so click the link in the description or the pinned comment to join now. 17. Old water bottles. We've all accumulated a collection of water bottles over the years. But those outdated bottles that don't keep your drink cold or tend to spill easily are no longer necessary. With the advent of modern, insulated bottles that keep beverages at the right temperature for hours, it's time to upgrade and discard the old ones. 18. Old stationery and greeting cards. In the digital age, the need for extensive stationery collections has diminished. You don't need to hold onto cards, blank stationery, or envelopes for every occasion. Texting and email have replaced mailing for many people. Keep a small selection for those times when a handwritten note is appropriate, but don't hang on to every pretty note card you've ever received. 19. Gift wrapping supplies. While it's handy to have some gift wrapping supplies on hand, you don't need an extensive collection. Reusable gift bags or simple wrapping paper can cover most gift-giving needs. Don't store old ribbons that have lost their curl or torn gift bags that you'll never use. A streamlined gift wrap station will make the process easier and less cluttered. 20. Old cords and cables. We all have that dryer or box filled with mysterious cords and cables. If you don't know what they're for, chances are you don't need them. Technology changes rapidly, and many of these cords are likely for devices you no longer own. It's time to untangle yourself from this electronic clutter. 21. Pantyhose. Once considered a wardrobe essential, pantyhose have largely fallen out of fashion. Unless you work in an industry that still requires them or you enjoy wearing them, there's no need to keep more than a pair or two. I recently cleared out my dryer and realized I hadn't worn pantyhose in years. 22. Old mugs and travel mugs. Mugs seem to multiply on their own, don't they? But technology in coffee mugs has advanced significantly. Those old mugs that don't keep your coffee hot or that leak in your bag are no longer serving you well. Keep a few favorites and let go of the rest. 23. Magazine and newspaper collections. While it's tempting to keep magazines and newspapers for future reference, they often end up as piles of clutter. Most of this information is now available online. If there are specific articles you want to keep, consider scanning them or saving them digitally instead of keeping the entire publication. 24. Encyclopedias and dictionaries. In the age of Google and online encyclopedias, physical reference books are largely obsolete. Unless you have a particular attachment to these books, they're taking up valuable shelf space. Digital resources are more up-to-date and take up no physical space in your home. 25. Knitted baby blankets. Handmade baby blankets are often kept long after they're needed due to sentimental value. But if your babies are now teenagers or adults, it might be time to let these go. Consider keeping one as a memento and donating the rest to a family who can use them. 26. Fancy choppers and gadgets. Remember when everyone had to have a special chopper for every vegetable? Or that ice cream maker you used once? These trendy kitchen gadgets often end up taking more space than they're worth. A good knife and cutting board can replace most choppers, and specialty items like ice cream makers can be borrowed or rented for occasional use. 27. Old cleaning products. Gone are the days of needing a different cleaner for every surface in your home. Many modern, multi-purpose cleaners work just as well and take up less space under your sink. Simplify your cleaning routine and your storage space by letting go of those specialized cleaners. 28. Landline phones. With the prevalence of cell phones, many homes no longer need a landline. If you're keeping an old-school rotary phone or a collection of cordless handsets just in case, it might be time to reconsider. Unless you live in an area with poor cell reception, you can probably let these go. 29. Old tins and containers. Those decorative tins from holidays past, cookie tins, popcorn tins, etc., often end up as clutter in our homes. While they seem useful for storage, they're often not airtight or sturdy enough for long-term use. Unless you're actively using them, it's okay to recycle these seasonal containers. 30. High heels. If you've reached a point in life where comfort trumps fashion, it might be time to clear out those uncomfortable high heels. Keep a pair or two for special occasions if you like, but don't hang on to shoes that hurt your feet or that you never wear. 31. Old frames and knickknacks. From Royal Doulton figurines to travel souvenirs, our homes often accumulate a variety of decorative items over the years. But if these items no longer bring you joy or match your current style, it's okay to let them go. I had a collection of seashells from various beach trips that were just gathering dust. I kept a few favorites and let the rest go, and my shelves look much cleaner now. There you have it. 31 things your home doesn't need. Declutter without regret. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to join my free 7-day declutter challenge to take your decluttering journey to the next level. Click the link in the description to sign up.